Good afternoon, everyone. The Black Alumni Council presents the Life of Leatherneck podcast. My name is Byron Williams, your host for today. Today's podcast will feature Darryl Hollimon, president of the Black Alumni Council and member of the WIU Alumni Council. Hello, Darryl.
Good afternoon, Byron. How are you today?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Great. Can't complain.
All right. First question I have. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Darryl.
Well, my name is Darryl Leon Hollimon. And it's funny, Leon comes from my father. He didn't want a junior. So he had instructed my mother to give me his middle name. Now, he has the same middle name. His father has the same middle name. My son has the same middle name. So that's something that we pass down in my family as far as names.
Okay.
That's a little interesting side note. But I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I have two sisters, older sister Yvonne and a younger sister named Kimberly. Both, one lives in Houston, Texas, and one lives in Sacramento, California. I'm married to Muriel. We have 4 children, Asia, Jennifer, Dorian, and Maris, and I reside in Country Club Hills, Illinois. And currently I work for AstraZeneca Pharmaceuticals, where I am an executive salesperson.
Awesome. So your youngest, how old is your youngest? How old is your oldest child?
Well, the age ranges from 16 to 34.
Oh, you're close to being an empty nester, huh?
Oh, pretty close, yes. Our youngest is a sophomore in high school, and she runs track at Marist High School.
Awesome. So if you don't mind, can you please share your WIU story?
Sure. I graduated from high school in 1976 from Walter Lutheran High School in Melrose Park. During high school, I was pretty active. I played football, basketball. I acted in a couple of plays in high school. Upon matriculation from Western, I had these lofty ideas of playing football in college. Wasn't really recruited at Western or anything. I thought I would walk on, and actually ended up getting injured, and it kind of derailed my football career. So I decided that to forego sports and just concentrate on graduating, getting out of school. Upon graduation from Western, my first job, I worked for Walgreens as a district manager trainee.
Okay.
That's pretty much my WIU story.
What position did you play on the football team?
Football team, I was a linebacker, and then for basketball, I was small forward guard.
Oh man, could you dunk?
Oh yeah, I had a little version.
Oh, okay. Oh, I need to get you out on the court then. I need to see your skills.
Those days have gone past. but interestingly, I was playing in a 50 and 60-year-old league. I just since COVID has hit, those leagues have kind of gone away. I would like to get back out and play. And I actually have friends who play in 60-year-old division now, and they travel. Like my roommate, he just came back from playing in a tournament in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, that's nice. Still staying active. That's wonderful.
Right. So in order to get me back active, I need to get a little bit more active. He's trying to get me to come play next year in the tournament in January. So that's kind of one of my things I'm kind of striving for.
Okay. So, what was your major at WIU, and were you involved in any extracurricular activities or organizations while you were there?
Sure. It's funny you mentioned that. First went to Western thinking I was going to major in computer science. I took that first computer science class and realized that wasn't really quite the major for me. So I changed my major. So I changed from computer science to management. Mm-hmm. So I graduated from Western with a degree in business management. As far as activities and organizations, I was involved in BSA. I also tutored math in the Office of Academic Services. And it's funny, interesting, I had 3 or 4 roommates, or 4 roommates when I was in college, and we had a house. And during my senior year, Dr. Rudolph Womack, who was the head of academic services at Western University, recruited he and I to act in a play.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
you know, I had, it's funny, I had been in a play in grade school and in high school, and I had no inclination that I would be in a play in college. You know, I never thought about it. So he recruited us to be in a play during my senior year.
Uh-huh.
He took us to East St. Louis to perform this play.
Yeah.
He took us to St. Louis to perform this play. And we also did on campus at Western. So that was something that was very surprising to me, I guess I should say, when I was at Western.
What was the name of the play?
The name of the play was The Chronicles of Bohickey Creek. And my roommate, Deion Jefferson, and I were, it was funny, we were like field hands.
Uh-huh.
And we had to kill somebody. We had to drown these people who were trying to sell us.
Okay.
So we had to reenact a murder.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So but it's called The Chronicles of Bohickey Creek.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So is your major still relevant to your career path, your current career path? If not, what has been the catalyst for your evolution or pivotal change in life?
Well, I would say yes and no. I'm not managing people right now, but I am managing a territory. My job is sales. And so I do have to manage my inventory. I have to manage the physicians that I call on. What my job currently entails is that I visit the physicians and hospitals and clinics and talk to them about my products, the products that I sell. And not to plug my company or anything, but I sell 2 drugs. One is for COPD, which is obstructive pulmonary disease, and that chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and that product is called Breztri. It's an inhaler. And then the other product I sell is Farxiga, which is for type 2 diabetes. And you've probably seen these commercials on television. They are advertised quite heavily on television.
At least 100 a day.
Oh yeah, there you go. Absolutely. You know, so it's a different type of management. But yeah, my major is still relevant.
Awesome. So have you obtained additional degrees? If so, what motivated you to get additional degree?
Sure. As I go back over my career path, I worked at Walgreens for almost 2 years. And then I was contacted by Dr. Rudolph Womack and some other people on campus. And they were looking for someone to recruit in the admissions office, but live in the Chicagoland area. So they thought that I would be a good candidate for it. So, yeah, I thought about it. Retail life wasn't the best for me. I mean, I was working sometimes 70, 80, 90 hours a week. It was just something to not pleasurable for a young man right out of college.
Yeah.
So when I was offered that opportunity, I applied for the job, interviewed, and received it. So I worked for Western for 15 years in the admissions office. So during that time in the admissions office, I was afforded the opportunity to go back to school for free. So I went back and received my MBA from Western while working there.
Awesome story. What was your most memorable moment at WIU? I know you have tons of them.
Oh yeah, yeah, memorable and not memorable. I mean, yeah, it goes. I guess you can. Man, you're right. There's a lot of different things that are memorable and not memorable, but probably thinking back, I would say that in 2017, I was able to see my daughter Jennifer graduate from Western.
Oh man,
But
that's
that
awesome.
was very
Yeah,
memorable for me.
yeah,
Watching one of my children graduate from Western Illinois University.
great. That's awesome. As an alumnus of WIU to date, what is your greatest achievement?
I would think, well, and not just being a WIU alumnus, but overall, is just being a good father.
Yeah.
That I've helped raise some good kids with my wife. We have 4 children who I think are doing very well in life, and are just pretty good people. That would be one of my biggest achievements, not just from a WIU alumni standpoint, but from just being a man and a father. But WIU wise, I've seen a lot of people that I helped recruit to Western who have come back to tell me that if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have gone to college.
Wow.
I was one of the reasons they went to Western. I had one young man who he wasn't going to college. He was going to go to the military, but I knew he was a smart young man.
Mm-hmm.
And I took him down to Western and got him enrolled in Western. He ended up graduating in law enforcement with a law enforcement degree and went on and got his master's. And then now is a detective in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin Police Department. So, and he tells me all the time, if it hadn't been for me, he wouldn't have went to college. But when I hear stories like that and see what some of the people that I've recruited over the years, how they've accomplished themselves and how I've had people that are CEOs from Western. I helped to recruit Rodney Harrison, who's one day should be a Hall of Fame football player from Western Illinois University. I helped recruit him out of Marion Catholic High School. Just seeing these people achieve in life, and just do good things. It kind of makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's awesome to know that all the hard work you've done in the past, all of the relationship you've built had a good effect, a positive effect on someone's life.
Absolutely. Because I'll tell you a little brief story. When I first went to Western, it was the summer of '76. I was there for student orientation. And they had all the students staying in Higgins Hall. And my parents were with me, but they had gone to bed. And I wasn't tired. I wasn't sleepy or anything. And they had me in a room. They paired us in a room with somebody that you didn't know for overnight. So I just didn't feel comfortable, being in the room. So I was kind of a little perturbed. So I just went down to Higgins Hall on the first floor and just walked around and just sat. And there was I guess this guy, he noticed me. And he came up and started talking to me. And he introduced himself, and he told me he was a senior at Western and that he was on the track team. And this just took me under his arms, and he took me out on the campus, took me for a ride, showing me the campus, and just showed me around Western. Didn't know a thing about me, didn't know who I was. So those types of things. And his name is Leonard Newsom, and to this day, I call him my father, and he calls me his son. But those things like that are some things that we, as people who have graduated from Western alums, to try to reach back and help somebody else, and that's what I've always tried to do.
Great. All right. So, Darryl, what are some of your experiences at WIU that are responsible for your success, and why?
Well, I wouldn't always, or I can't necessarily put it down to experiences, but it was the people that were at Western that helped. Some of the students that I met that helped. We would always support each other, help each other to achieve. If it was just borrowing a book from someone, talking to someone about a class, it was more of the people at Western, the closeness and I don't know how you describe it. It was just a little different situation from what I see now, because there was a lot more unity now. Back than what I see now. And then I have to say it had to be my professors and administrators who were at Western, Dr. Rudolph Womack, Richard Hazley, the Earl Bracey's, the Dr. S.E. Rutledge, J.L. Thomas, Gordy Taylor. Those are some of the people that helped me when I was at Western, and they helped me achieve what I needed to achieve.
So did you ever have any issues like grades or financial issues at all? Any, struggles you might have had that you overcame?
Grades? Oh yeah.
Say who didn't?
Yeah, right.
It's Western.
As I said, remember I told you I started off as a computer science major.
Right. I remember what did they call those punch cards or something? You had about
absolutely
200 punch cards you had to feed, and one thing was wrong.
Right. Absolutely. Computer science is a totally different field now than what it was then.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I did use the support of if I wasn't doing good in the class, I made sure that I went and saw the professor. Yeah. They had tutors that were available through the counseling center to help with, or through your major, or through the different departments. If I had problems with the class, I would help them. But the main thing I did was I went to go see my professors and talk to them and told them I was having problems in their class, and they were very, very anxious to help. At that time, we had a student advocate called the ombudsman on campus, and I'm not sure if many campuses do that now. But that person's responsibility was to help students with any issues that they had, and I did take advantage of that person. As I said, I just went directly to the person or people I thought could help.
Awesome.
A lot of times with grades, if you're not studying, then you get what you earn. So
you're right.
So.
Garbage in, garbage out, right? Put the work in.
That's it. Got to put the work in, and as a college student, sometimes you don't learn that until sometimes it's too late.
Yeah.
If you're going to a class and you're not going to class, or you're not studying or doing the things you need to do, your results are not going to be good. So, it's some things. If it's hard, you can get help. But the hardest thing is to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes. So, Darryl, what are some of the life lessons that you've learned and would share with the younger version of yourself?
Probably just going back to what I was talking about. I wasn't always the stellar student, and it wasn't because I couldn't be. It was because of, just like anyone else, going to college, being away from home, outside things that were going on. It probably just distracted me, but I finally gained my focus and did what I was supposed to do, and probably would have, if I had to tell my younger self, would start off being focused from the beginning, and not to deter from what the main goal is. I was the first person in my family who was afforded the ability to, or the opportunity, I should say. Now, I wouldn't say ability, the opportunity to go away to school. My older sister, she didn't have any desires at that time to go away to college. She got married and moved out the house. My younger sister, she went on after me, but my older sister did. So I did have others in my family, not my immediate family, that were, in college or had gone to college. But I was the first person in my family that was given that opportunity. Neither one of my parents went to college. They grew up in the South. And so just having that opportunity meant a lot. So to look back on that, I didn't know what really to expect, I suppose, because I really didn't have someone in my household to fall back on. But so now I would just tell myself, hey, you know what it's all about? This is what it's all about. This is what you need to do from day one. Study as hard as you can.
So if you could rewrite history and go back in time and relive your years at WIU, would you change anything at all?
I just say about grades.
4.0, right?
That'd be the first. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Because as I found out, just working my way through Western and being a part of the team at Western, grades do matter.
Yes,
I mean, especially because of opportunities, scholarship opportunities, just different things that I mean, my children, or my daughter, who was at Western, was afforded different scholarships because of her grades, and it makes a difference. It's so. See, I never considered myself as being average, but sometimes, you can do better. Sometimes I would take the attitude, well, as long as I get a C, I'm good. As long as I pass the class. But it should take more than that. You should put as much effort as possible into everything you do.
Awesome. So do you have any last comments for the Leathernecks out there listening to this podcast?
Well, it was something that my father always told me. He said, don't forget where you come from, because in life it'll help you determine where you want to go. So always think about those. And what that means is always think about those that helped you. Think about the people that pushed you. Think about the things that you want to do. And it'll help you in the long run. Keep your family and close to you. Pray. Don't be afraid to get on your knees and pray.
Yes.
And in the long run, it will help you get through and achieve what it is you want to achieve.
Great.
And help somebody. Do not be afraid to help somebody.
Yeah, and I know I've known you about 40 years now.
Absolutely. I remember when you came up.
Go ahead.
Little young freshman with milk on your breath.
I think I still have some milk on my breath. Yeah, and we share some of the same interests. Black Alumni Council, WIU Alumni Council, Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Yeah. And you're such a great friend, Darryl.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Hey, it goes both ways, sir.
Yep. I would like to close out with our alumni weekend we're going to have.
Absolutely.
August 5th, Friday, we have a meet and greet. Saturday, we have that picnic and the after party. And August 7th, we have a Sunday brunch. The Friday and Saturday events, besides the picnic, will be at the Holiday Inn in Matson. And we are looking for sponsors for our podcast. So if you're interested in sponsoring a podcast in the future, contact me, Byron Williams, 708-320-1202, or email me at byron@joindcr.com. That's Byron, BYRON, @JOINBCR.com. Any last words, Darryl?
There's one question. Isn't all that information going to be on our website?
On our website, going to be on Facebook. Going to email it to everyone, and I keep talking about it at every podcast as well.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any questions or need some help with something, you can contact me at 312-758-8527.
All right. Awesome, Darryl. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right.